He first of all told you several times while you were asking him that he's not interested.
We'll see.
Guy,
We'll see.
I like who I
We'll
like. I don't
see.
like you. I don't
We'll
like
see.
men.
We will
I
see.
see. Am I the asshole for being angry that my roommate was sleeping under my bed for months without telling me? The second advice is please go for therapy.
Yes, we love you. I can be your therapist. See, I don't need a degree in psychology to be your
Just tell
therapist.
me,
I'll hug you. All you need is a hug
right?
and good food
Mm-hmm.
and the best tea. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode on Truths and Takes podcast. My name is Nice.
My name is Favor.
I guess I'm not going to do that again. You may notice that something is off with the way I speak. If you get something is off, and if you get speaking, yes, I recently got braces in, and tongue rake was added to kind of like make sure the work of the braces is done properly. So I will not be talking as well as I'm supposed to, and I will not be, I guess, reading the stories today. I'm giving my storytelling to my co-host so she can take control. I know you're going to miss my voice, but don't worry, I'm here for so much complaining and so much arguments today. Because I promise you'll not miss my voice. You hear me every single time. Okay. So I'll hand it over to my co-host. I love you guys.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so our first story today says, I have a friend who often gives passive aggression vibes. Every time I say I have succeeded in something, instead of being happy for me, he compares me to himself and always says how lucky I am and how someone gets everything and someone gets nothing. When I told him I had gotten into a famous university, I mentioned that my relative had studied there too. He said, "Oh, now I understand how you got there." As if it's not possible that I got accepted simply because I am good at what I do. When I posted a new photo on Instagram, our third friend with whom we have a group chat said, "Wow, you have so many likes. You look good there." To which this toxic friend replied, "That's an old photo. Excuse me? So you mean now I don't look good as much as I did 2 years ago?" Wow. He also told another mutual friend of ours that I am arrogant and that I think everyone is jealous of me, which is complete nonsense because I am anything but that. I have a lot of my own problems and I am often self critical in my jokes, always honest and kind to everyone. I know that someone will advise to simply stop communicating with him, but the thing is that I am an immigrant and he is one of the few people from my country who lives here too. I know his entire family and we have a lot of mutual friends. How to react to such and how to stop falling for his attempts to ruin my self esteem.
I think he needs to actually talk to the person.
Right?
Because it sounds like he does not want to lose that friendship. He does not want to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if the mutual friends will pick side if he ends the friendship. So
Yes. I think it's complicated. She
it
said she
come
knows his entire family and they have so many mutual friends.
but that person is the hater.
Actually,
Hater.
like how you say is an old photo haba. You should never say that. I understand the fact where you can have friends who can be very, very blunt. I don't think
This is
this
not being
is being blunt. I feel it's just being
jealous.
too exactly
There's a
jealous
hint
and
of jealousy.
unnecessarily sharing
This type
some
of
views that are
person
not
that
even required.
this type of person that if you put your juice down, be careful. Always wash it.
Actually, before you put sleeping medicine or something else.
Exactly. Spreads the rumor about you or something. There's so many people that do so many evil things. Me, I've had a friend that I never knew what she used to say behind my back
Hmm.
until I had an issue at school and I had to step out for a while. People were telling me this is what I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing. I'm like, where are you hearing it from? Then when I
Mm-hmm.
went back to school, I found out that oh wow, the person that was so close to me that I thought was my best friend was the one doing all these things and saying all these things. So I
Wow.
think I actively cut off
Hmm.
because I prefer not to have that toxic um
Mm-hmm.
person in my corner,
Around
because it will
you.
mess up my own mojo and my
Mm.
whole everything I'm doing. It will mess up everything. So I just had to cut her
I
off.
think the best thing is to actually just set boundaries, but first talk to him. Now he might not take it lightly, so it's in two ways. You talk to him and expect that he will either agree with what you are saying
Mm.
and change, or he will gaslight you and eventually stop being your friend.
So if you gaslight him,
Either ways, exactly. Either ways, you might still lose him as a friend.
yeah,
Setting boundaries and not having him close to you anymore means losing him as a friend,
yeah,
right? Talking to him also means you would eventually either lose him as a friend or get him to change. And from how he looks, I don't think he is the kind of person who will change, because he's already telling another friend of
mm,
yours that you are jealous
arrogant.
and you're arrogant. So please, you're actually going to lose him. That's the truth. You will lose him
He
as a
should
friend.
lose him. Just
You
lose him
should.
because he's an immigrant. Who knows if the
Mm-hmm.
person might be jealous enough to even report something
Yeah,
he does
something
or falsely
actually and
accuse him so he will
implicates
get
you.
deported.
Just set boundaries, and you can set boundaries in a respectful way,
Yeah,
right? A respectful way where you don't have to be rude, or you don't have to snub him or just act irresponsible towards him. You can just tell him, okay, I this is what you're doing, this is the effect it has on me. So I don't think you should measure on what he's doing, measure on the effect it's having on you.
yeah,
This is how it makes me feel, and as a friend who wants to always hang out with you, if I constantly feel this way in your presence, we won't have a good friendship.
yeah,
So let him
exactly.
know the effect it has on you, and then just talk to him and set boundaries. If you feel like us as we are saying he might not listen to it, then just silently cut him off. Are you hanging
Shikina.
out? I don't think I'm available today.
Oh, Shikina. And
As in,
I feel like even if he starts cutting me off like that without being direct,
mhm.
he's going to start going to the mutual friend and be like, this boy does not want to hang out with me. Oh,
And
he's
that's
feeling
fair.
pompous and all that.
That's actually fair.
Yeah.
Nothing is bigger than your peace. Doesn't matter if you
I
even
swear,
know
this day
his
and age,
deepest secrets.
your mental health is
Right.
number one right now.
So, number two, am I the asshole for being angry that my roommate was sleeping under my bed for months without telling me? I am 24 male, have lived with my roommate Carl, 24 male, for 2 years. A few months into rooming with him, he told me he was a pansexual. I said, okay, cool. I am not interested in that personal information, nor am I judgmental. I just said, all right. A few times over the last year, he has asked me if I'd ever considered experimenting with other men. I said, nope. Also, I said I didn't feel comfortable with him asking me such personal question. It's not like we are close friends. We are only roommates by happenstance, basically. Anyway, every time I said this, he basically said, we will see. I was like, what? Anyways, last night I had a horrifying experience. I heard a noise under my bed. It was a movement. At first, I thought I was imagining things, but then I heard it again. I thought, oh God, is it a mouse or a rat or some shit? My God, this was like 3 a.m. in the morning. So I got out of bed and looked under with my phone flashlight. Now, this year was the most startling moment of my life. I guess I am lucky because before, I've never before this moment felt true terror and fear as a physical sensation, but I was completely jolted. There under my bed was my roommate, staring wide eyed at me, and he screeched when I looked under the bed. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. I I then started hearing, sorry, 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 sorry. My roommate crawled out from under my bed, crying and apologizing over and over. It was so I was so creeped out and afraid that I ran out of my apartment in my pajamas. Okay, there was a Dunkin' Donut house that is open 24 hours a few blocks away. So I just sat in there with a decaf and a breakfast sandwich with my heart thundering away. My roommate kept texting me, asking to talk. I ignored it. In the text, he found a way to horrify me even further. He confessed he had been sleeping under my bed a few nights a week for 3 to 4 months now, and that he was doing it to get closer to me and physically saturate each other. I waited for him to go to work and I ran into the apartment, got my essentials, and left. I am currently crashing with my body. Our lease is up in 1 month. My intention is to simply not renew. This dude is blowing up my phone and I am getting texts from other people, some friends of mine and some bozos who are friends with him. He's going around telling people I shamed him, and that I am rejecting his apologies. Some people are claiming I am overreacting and invalidating his feelings. Most people agree it was improper, but think I should work it out with him and give a second chance because he is sensitive. Oh please, spare me that crap.
Just the
I
same way,
think
just the same way we say your mental health.
exactly.
This one now, you should consider his mental health.
Consider.
He's sensitive. Don't be angry
I
with
feel like
him.
I am losing my mind and I am seriously 20% convinced I am experiencing a long lucid dream of some sort and wondering if I am going to wake up or I am in a coma or something, because this shit is so insane to me. Not really, but maybe really. I mean, what? So am I the asshole or is everyone around me fucking nuts?
Everyone, I, you cannot consider someone's being sensitive
I
at
don't
this
even know where
point.
to begin. How will you sleep under somebody's bed?
Maybe he's trying to do that, kind of like he'll feel his energy. With time, he will just be attracted to him just by the
Spirit, that's giving
energy
spiritual
sharing.
bad vibe.
And he's a guy.
Right?
He's pansexual. Pansexual means he's attracted to any sex
Any
and
sex at
anybody.
all.
Yeah, so he's trying to like he likes his roommate and he wants something sexual with the roommate.
I think people don't know where to set boundaries, especially when it comes to relationships and friendship. I don't even think it's healthy for you to date a roommate.
He's
Like
no longer
it's
dating. You guys are just a couple living together.
exactly, because it's not dating, you're a couple living together. See, psychologically, it's not even a good place to be. Let's put aside the religious agreement or
Mm.
any kind. It's not a healthy mental space to be to date a roommate, except if you decide, okay, we want to get married.
Mm.
This is official. We are roommates who are married and all of that. But because it's going to mess up your mind. And please, he first of all told you several times while you were asking him that he's not interested.
We'll see.
Guy,
We'll see.
I like who I
We'll
like. I don't
see.
like you. Who I don't
We'll
like.
see.
Man.
We will
I
see.
see. And I think he should have interpreted that as a threat. Cause telling me we will see is more like I have plans for you, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
He should
going to
have seen the
fall for
red
me
flag there.
eventually,
And
right?
it just came at the right time that the list is almost up.
Mm-hmm.
1 month for the list to be up. It just came at the
Exactly.
right time
It's
because almost kids had to run away, sleeping under your bed.
it's
And
scary.
when you pointed the door, she
I
cringed.
can
I'm sorry,
I
I've only
can
been
imagine.
sleeping
I'm
under your
really
bed for like
sorry.
4 months.
And then it's not bringing the whole sensitive trash. Like,
Yeah, I'm
please,
very
you should
sensitive.
think about how sensitive I
I
should be
am.
to see you under my bed and still be breathing. Like, I should have fainted or something, or
And
reported you and said it was a federal, because that should be a federal offense.
it should be invasion of
Yeah,
privacy.
actually, it's
Because how will
illegal.
you
Your
mean
roommates does not mean you have that kind of access to
access
my personal
exactly
space.
under my bed that night for 4 months?
Please, you're not mad for being this upset.
He's a
And
boogie
the
monster.
exactly the fact that you want space and you want to move out, please, that's validated.
And then
It's
every
valid.
of his friends or anybody he knows that are saying be sensitive to his feelings and all
Please,
that, cut all of them off.
actually
Like
speak to
you
them.
don't
In fact, you
have
don't even need to explain yourself. This story is enough validation for your actions. So please,
ah
don't
god.
don't try to explain yourself to them. They should get out. They
Imagine the
should get out.
aftermath. Like every time now, the way kids used to check under their bed for months and now
Mm-hmm.
adults like
Right.
yourself will be checking under their bed now every single
Exactly.
time.
Becomes a
Oh,
trauma because you're like, who is under my bed? I don't think I will even
exactly.
have the mind to have another roommate
I
after
don't think I will have
experiencing that.
any like bunk that will have under space.
Exactly,
My bed will be on
exactly.
the
Will be
floor.
on the floor because, man,
Oh. Scary.
3 a.m. in the morning and you have to run out of your own house, a house you paid rent for.
They're supposed to feel safe in.
Exactly.
Oh
So
God.
please, it's worth it. Because why does he even want you to forgive him? That's the funny thing. Is it that he needs you to keep up with the rent because he cannot afford
No, he's
it?
in love with him.
Please take your trash
And the
love
guy was nice
elsewhere.
enough not to judge his
Exactly,
sexuality.
exactly. He's not even judging your taste, which he's
Exactly.
not judging your taste. He's just saying he's not interested, and you're telling him we will see because you have plans to manipulate your way into his life,
You
and
like what you
eventually he
see.
cuts you, and you're upset that he's angry that he wants to move out, and you're trying to play the sensitive game. Please, I hope, I
Cut
hope,
him
I
off.
hope this advice is enough.
Cut him off.
Cut him off. So the next one says, need advice. I am 26 year old. I'm a 26 years old failure and I don't know what to do anymore. I am 26 years old and I am a failure who is completely useless to society. What should I do? I am a stereotype loser. I am 26. I live with my parents. I have a low paying job that doesn't translate to anything useful. I have zero interest. I have zero real life experience. I hate everything about my life. And most of the time, I only think about either committing suicide or hoping I die peacefully. To die early peacefully. Let's just go on. It's not like I didn't try. When I went to college, I tried getting into a decent STEM field, but because I was a dumbass, I couldn't even pass basic maths. So I flunked the barrier to entry for the basically for basically every major that was worth attending college for. Instead, I got a journalism degree, which is the worst decision I have ever made in my life. There are no jobs for this field, and now they lower the requirements to allow every high school grad to get the job. So now it is literally a useless degree. So at this point, I am 30K in debt, 30K dollars actually to emphasize that. I am 30K dollars in debt as well from a dog shit degree that I regret every day I wake up. I have no idea what really to do because I mostly hate life and everything about it. I am tired of popping antidepressants that only keep me just above water in terms of mental stability, because without them I can't even sleep because I have rapid thoughts of suicidal attempts and sometimes even homicidal ideation in my head. How can I turn my life around while also trying to focus and push through my own mental states?
Wow. How do you want to advise this person now? Babe?
First of
What type
all,
of
first
advice?
of all, I'll give two advice. The one number one is stop thinking this whole rubbish you're thinking, because what you just said right now is that I am not worth living and I'm
Like,
undeserving of the breath in my lungs. You should not think this way. First of all, no matter how bad things are going, they always say hope is not lost. All hope should not be lost, or hope
mm,
is, I don't know how they say it, but there is nothing in this life that should make you feel as hopeless as you feel right here, because this is literally you saying, is there anyone better than its life that I can give my life to, because my life is not worth living? You shouldn't think that way, because that's the very mindset that is making you remain in this state. You can't have this approach to your personal life and feel you can do something better or get something done that is worth inspiration. Get yourself out this mindset. You are 26 years old, for crying out loud. 26 years old. Have you ever taken your time to research about how old the billionaires were when they made their first million naira? Like, ask them. Ask Steve Jobs, read about Dangote, read about all of these big and influential men,
mm.
and ask them to know when they make their first billion naira or their first $1 million. Because I don't get, you're 26 years old. You're barely how many years older than me? And
I think the depression there does not really, the mental state of being
mm-hmm,
in a place where you don't want to be currently is
mm-hmm.
just dragging the person down negatively. That's
Yes.
why the person is having suicidal thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
homicidal thought. If you want to kill yourself, but don't go out and kill other people.
You
Like,
actually
don't take that
don't
other
take that.
step, right? But no one is saying suicide is right. What
Mm-hmm.
we're saying is that 26 years old is still very young
Mm-hmm.
to feel like you've not achieved anything. Like, I see
Anything.
people
You even
putting
have
a
you
lot of
have a what did he say
has
again?
a degree in journalism.
Journalism is a
I
big
studied mass
deal. Like it's
communication.
a big deal. If there is anything you want to get from this conversation today, I want you to remind yourself that really you are not even a failure at all.
If at least even if you want, like, just try and get a job where you can go to Afghanistan,
Mm-hmm.
then they can help you
Maybe
with
all
the,
those processes
can
might
help
maybe
you
all those processes
clean
might
the
take long actually, just actually. So you don't have to do it yourself.
you have this
Afghanistan, just become a journalist there. Indeed, what the best thing to talk about is talk about religious crisis. You can die in less than 1 month.
exactly. But we're not
No,
saying you
but
should.
this just joke. I
It's
said it's
not
a
there's
joke.
nothing
It's
fun
not.
about
There's nothing
suicide.
fun
There's
about
nothing
this.
funny about
I
suicide.
think you should come out of that place where you feel useless because looking at what you just said here, there
Yeah.
is proof that your life is very much useful and even still inspirational. You're
Yeah.
not you're not you're not obese, you're not crippled, you're
Mm-hmm.
not disadvantaged physically. Nothing in your physical state gives you zero privilege not to do better in life.
Exactly.
I
And it
think you
doesn't
have
have to be anything related to his degree. Because I'm doing a work that's not related to my degree.
actually.
Almost everyone is doing a job that's not related to their
Mm-hmm.
degree. People switch
Me
to
too.
tech.
I read library and information science. What am I doing? I'm doing business analysis. I'm deep in finance
You just
and
have to learn that skill. Like
actually.
the same thing you wanted to study a STEM course and
Mm-hmm.
you ended up doing journalism, you can simply switch, take a
Do you know
course,
how many 30 year
switch
olds
over,
do not have a degree? Do you know how many 30-year-olds are
and start
surviving on
over.
diploma or maybe a high school certificate?
It's just starting over their lives
And
as
please
well.
don't think, why do you think journalism is a dumb course to study? Man, that's it's not. Honestly, it's not. I know it might perceive to be like that, but it's not. It's not a dumb course to study. First of all, you need to know how to read. Like you need to know how to read ABC. So that's an effort. So I know we are smiling and we are trying to make it funny, but
Yeah.
it's not funny. Your life is worth something. You're not a failure. Please trash
Exactly,
this.
and living with parents is not the bad thing. You are saving costs. You have loans to pay,
Really, I'm
so
living with my parents, bro.
you are saving money for the future.
Right?
Right? Like, come on. There are so many things
So
in your
many things,
situation to look
right?
at and say, "Oh,
You made an
this
effort
is
to
a good
if
thing."
try to get something in STEM. Do you know how many people can't even make that decision?
Mhm.
They just remain in that state and they never made an effort. So you made an effort. You got a degree in journalism.
You're
You're
working.
working, even if you're in debt,
You're
life
living free of
you
your
live
parents,
you
food,
have a
housing.
house, like you actually
Exactly.
have a home. There are orphans who do not have where to live, who to depend on. They don't even have the knowledge to, they don't have access to sharing their story in platforms like this. Like you get to share your story, get to talk about it. There are people who don't even have access
That
to
access.
share their story. So that's something. That's something. And the second advice is please go for therapy.
Yes, we love you. I can be your therapist. See, I don't need a degree in psychology to be your
Just tell
therapist.
me,
I'll hug you. All you need is a hug
right?
and good food
Mm-hmm.
and the best tea.
Yeah,
I love
you'll be fine,
you.
okay? Sorry, Ele.
Uh, anyways,
So
is
the
that
next one,
all the story?
I think that's all. That's all.
Okay. So my co-host has said that's all the story we have for today, but I'm not going to end it. I started it, and since she's going to be taking the reins from now on, I want her to end the show and everything. So I'll just be like the side guest in these new episodes. So please continue, carry on. I'm enjoying myself.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. Whatever day this comes across your feed is today. So thank you for listening on our podcast. You can always reach out to us on whatever is happening in your life, and we promise to give you a honest and non-sentimental and unbiased response and advice. And cheers till we see next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.